Okay, this is the Bitcoin 50 minutes time frame chart on 4th March 2026. You can see that Bitcoin was trading sideways for some time and finally around 115 it broken the previous day high and current day high and it started making a big upside move in spot chart. Now same time let us see what happened on the option chart. So here you can see that I have taken slightly out of the money option, that is 69,600 call option. You can see that around 10:45 11 o'clock it was trading around $5 and within few minutes you can see that it made a high of around 2,200. So that means it moved almost 35 to 40 times in just few minutes. And same time let us look at the another option chart. This is the 70,400 and this also you can see that around 10:45 11 o'clock it was trading around $2 or $3 and within few minutes it made a high of around 1,500. So that means from $3 till 1,500, that means almost 500 times. So that means somebody invested only $3. That means if you take around the exchange rate of 90 rupees per dollar, so that means somebody invested 270 rupees before the breakout, and if he held on the trade for few minutes it would have made 500 times. That means almost 1,35,000. Somebody invested 2,700 rupees, then 500 times mean how much? Almost 13 lakhs. And that is the power of hero or zero trading in Bitcoin options. And if you remember, a couple of years back, I made a video on hero or zero trading in Nifty Bank Nifty, where I discussed how to trade hero or zero options in Nifty Bank Nifty. And this time I'm making another video on purely on Bitcoin, how to trade in Bitcoin option in hero or zero trading. Difference between Nifty Bank Nifty and Bitcoin is that Bitcoin has a daily expiry. When you're trading in stock market like Nifty Bank Nifty or Sensex, they have weekly expiry, right? But here in Bitcoin, you have daily expiry. That means Monday to Sunday, every day you can get this kind of opportunities. So in this video, I'm going to discuss how to catch this kind of opportunities in Bitcoin options. And before I start with the presentation, if you don't have the account to trade in Bitcoin, then you can open the account with Delta Exchange, where I have given the link below this video in the description section. If you open the Delta Exchange account with link given below, then you'll get 10% discount on your trading fee for first 2 months. So you can check the link below this video in the description section. Okay, so this is the presentation on hero or zero trades in Bitcoin options, where you have seen that $3 went to 1,500. That means almost 500 times. And that is what in this video I'm going to discuss how to capture such moves in Bitcoin. Normally you see that people put disclaimer at end of the videos or end of the presentation. Here I'm putting disclaimer at the beginning because new traders should know that this is high risk, high reward kind of strategy. That means hero or zero option buying strategy is like a lottery ticket. You know that when you go and buy a lottery ticket, you know that there is a very less chances of hitting the jackpot, right? Most of the time you know that this lottery ticket is going to be waste, but still you buy in the hope that it can win a jackpot. So this strategy also something like that. So just like a lottery ticket, this strategy also have a low win rate. But when this strategy works, it can give jackpot like 10 times, 20 times, 50 times, or 100 times, or even more within few minutes. But you should remember, when you buy a lottery ticket, you know that there is no skill involved, right? You can't decide which number lottery ticket you want to buy. You just blindly buy one lottery ticket and you wait for the luck. But here in this strategy, it's not only about the luck, it's more about the skills. That means when you have to take the trade, which kind of setup you have to see. And for example, when you take the trade after the breakout, you know that normally premium price will get inflated, right? Risk reward will not be too good. So how to take the trade before the breakout happens, that is the key. That means when options are trading in single digits like $3, $4, $5 kind of single digits and buying those cheap option, expecting price to break and give a massive reward. So that means I'll show you one secret method to identify how to know whether it is likely to get a breakout. Okay, though it's not 100%, but I'll show you one specific candlestick setup where you can see that most of the time before the breakout you will know that it is likely to make a breakout, and you buy before the breakout when options are cheap, and really if breakout happens then you know that how big reward can be, right? And finally, very important that when you're trading in this strategy, risk only the amount you are comfortable losing in this hero or zero strategy. For somebody, maybe 1,000 rupees he's comfortable, just like a lottery ticket. He puts 1,000 rupees, and if it goes, he knows that okay, it can become zero. I don't mind. Somebody maybe 2,000 rupees, somebody maybe 5,000 rupees, doesn't matter. Somebody maybe 10,000 rupees. So it depends on person's risk appetite. That means you should only risk amount you are comfortable losing. So that means don't put big amount like lakhs of rupees amount. Don't bring borrowed amount. Don't take money from somebody or don't take the loan and put in this strategy. Because as I said, it has a low win rate, just like a lottery ticket. Okay. So this is the disclaimer. Now let us go and discuss about the criteria and strategy. This is applicable in Bitcoin only and on all days. Okay. That is Monday to Sunday. Why all days? Because of the daily expiry. Applicable only between 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Why 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.? Because Bitcoin expires at 5:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Just like in Indian stock market, market closes at 3:30, right? Expiry happens at 3:30. In Bitcoin, it happens at 5:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Okay. Applicable only days when 50 minutes chart trading in a tight range. That means this can work only 5:30 a.m. market open and till around 9:30, 10, 11, like it should trade in a very tight range. Such time this strategy can work well. If you see that it is already making a big move from 5:30 a.m. till maybe 10, 11, 12 o'clock, this kind of big moves already happened. That means this strategy may not work. Avoid on such kind of days. Applicable only during strong trend day on daily time frame chart. I have seen high probability when daily time frame chart is in the strong uptrend or a strong downtrend. Okay, so that time I've seen most of the time it can work well. Applicable only in Bitcoin option. Okay, remember this is not for other coins like Ethereum or Solana or anything because I have not done the back testing. And you should also know that only Bitcoin and Ethereum have a daily expiry. Other coins doesn't have. As of now, there is no daily expiry for other coins. So now let us look at the strategies. Entry on 50 minutes Bitcoin spot chart on break of current day high or PDH in BTC spot chart. Okay, so that means I've already told you that you should look for the tight range, right? Like this kind of tight range before breakout. So you should mark the previous day high and current day high. That means current day high means what? 5:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time it opens, right? So this is assume that this is the previous day high line. This is the current day high. So if it is trading near that range, then you can expect price to break and big move can happen most of the time. But what I said, we are not looking for to take the trade at the breakout. We are looking to take the trade here only. Before the breakout happens only, we are trying to take the trade. Why? That is what I'm going to show you on the chart because objective is to catch the massive risk reward. That means massive means what? 10 times, 20 times, 50 times kind of making the big moves, right? So if you enter here when options are single digit and when breakout really happens, you know that it can become 20, 30, 50 times. But if you enter after the breakout, you know that already that single digit must have become some $40, $50, right? Risk reward still it will be better, but it will not be massive. So this strategy I said, it is like a lottery ticket where we are looking for a jackpot, right? So that is what, even though I mentioned here that break of current day high on PDH in BTC spot chart, but entering before the breakout candle can give cheap premium and massive risk reward. So that is the objective of this video where I'll not show you breakout and all this because I know that most of you already know that breakouts, breakdowns, everything, right? We are entering before that. So that is what you should look for a bald candle before the breakout level. Now, many of you may not be knowing what is the bald candle. Bald candle means we are looking for a candle, green candle, but without any wicks on the downside. On the upside, if it has a wicks, fine, but it should not have wicks on the downside. Okay. So if you see this kind of candle, that means it's a very high probability that breakout can happen. That means it shows the strong buying is happening with big players. This kind of flat bottom, that means without any wicks, if you see before the breakout, after some consolidation, that means some consolidation happening with pin bar, small candles, and then you see this kind of candle, very high chances that you are entering at before the breakout and entering at the cheap premium. That is the objective of this video, how to identify that. Exit based on your target, 10 times, 20 times, 50 times, 100 times, based on how long you can hold it, because it is emotionally not very easy that you can hold up to 100 times, because the moment you see 10 times, 20 times, you know that you get very excited to book the profit. But still, I'm saying that you have to keep the target. Okay, now I'll tell you why you should enter before the breakout, so that you'll get a massive risk reward. Because for example, this same chart which I'm showing you again, 4th March breakout happened on the upside, right? 4th March, what is the time? You can see that time is 1:15. 1:15 is the exact time where it made a breakout from previous day high and current day high. Now what we'll do, we'll go to the option chart and let us say what is the option premium would have been here if you have entered here at 1:15 candle close, and what would have been premium if you entered around 10:45, 11 o'clock, around that time before the breakout. Okay, so let us go to the option chart now. This is the 69,600 call option, same day, 4th March. Okay, so this is the 1:15 candles. When I keep the cursor, you have to see it here. What is the close, open, high, low, and swing? Okay, because that is what it shows when I keep the cursor on the candlestick. So observe it. When I keep the cursor on it, what is showing? Closing price is around 258, right? If you entered on the breakout, you would have got premium at 258, and still it would have given you around 8 to 10 times kind of more, right? But same time, let us see around 10:45 what it was trading. 10:45, you can see that low was around 5.7, close was around $8, right? Even at 11 o'clock, you can see that it made a low of around $6, close at $20. If you entered here, you would have got entry at around 258. But if you entered around 11 o'clock candle, even if you take $20, you can see that you would have made almost how much? $20 to 2,200, more than 100 times, right? So that is why I was saying that key is to enter before the breakout. Okay, key is not to enter on the breakout, before the breakout. And now let us see what is the bald candle I'm talking about. So same 4th March chart only. I've enlarged it so that you can see that exactly what I mean by bald candle. Bald candle, I said candle which doesn't have a wicks on the downside. So this is your bald candle. This is your bald candle. This is your bald candle. Okay. Why this only I marked only 3 candles? Because if you look at all other candles, there is a wicks. There is a wicks. Even though candle body is green, you can see that still it has a wicks, right? So that means when you see this kind of candlestick, where before the breakout it starts showing you that full body candle, wicks on the upside doesn't matter. Okay, for example, you can see that this candle have a wicks on the upside, doesn't matter, but doesn't have the wicks on the downside. Though this candle is not a candidate, this candle is not a candidate because this happened below the breakout, right? If this is the breakout, it happened below the breakout. So now you know that what I mean by bald candle. So when you see that it is trading sideways since opening and market is sideways, making a candlestick with a bald green candle, that means you can take that options cheap premium, just like a lottery ticket, and wait whether really it breakout happens. And really if it happens, you can expect a massive risk. Now let us discuss the strategy number 2. Same strategy in opposite way. That means here also you look for entry on 50 minutes chart on break of current day low. But this is the entry signal. But as I said, you will not enter there. You will wait for the bald red candle. When you see bald red candle, that is the place where you can enter, right? Only if day was quiet and calm and was trading in the tight range, just like strategy number 1. But here, instead of upside, you will look for the breakout on the downside. That means either break of previous day low or current day low. Okay, if this is the current day low, if breakout happens. But what I said, we will not enter to short here. We will enter to short before the breakout based on bald red candle. Again, exit based on your target 10 times, 20 times, 50 times, that you have to decide. Okay, for example, look at this chart. This is a chart of 28th February in Bitcoin. Okay, so you can see that 5:30 a.m. market opens, right? 5:30 a.m. candle, and you can see that it was trading in the tight range, and somewhere here small breakout happened and big breakout which broken the previous day low happened here. But just imagine if you entered on this candle, you would have entered at a option premium which would have already inflated, right? So that means you would have got costly premium if you bought a put option here. So that is what I said. Before the breakout, look for a candlestick bald red candle. So what we said, green bald candle means candle should be full body. Wicks can be on the upside, right? But downside it should not have. When bald red candle mean, again, full body red candle, candle size doesn't matter, small or red, but it can have a wicks on the downside, but it should not have wicks on the upside. That is the difference between green bald candle and red bald candle. If you see this kind of candlestick, then you'll get a hint that most likely big players are silently accumulating put option because they are planning to take the market down. So you can also buy the cheap premium. Okay. So here you can see that this is the bald candle. This is the bald candle. This is the bald candle. Okay. So what I say that instead of entering here and all this, enter near the important support or resistance. So for example, in this chart, what is the important support? Important support is this wicks, right? Which is the day's low. Another important support is this, right? Previous day low. So that means if it breaks this low, big move can come. If breaks this low, big move can come. So best strategy would have been entering either this candle or this candle because it happened near the support. This candle happened away from the support, right? So you can avoid it. Now let us go to the option chart. If you entered here, what premium you would have got? This is the 28th February. I have taken the put option 64,600, which is out of the money. You can see that 11:45 breakout happened. If you entered here, your premium would have been around what? 275. Closing price of this option was 275 in this candle, right? You would have got entry at 275. But if you entered somewhere at 10:45 or even 11 o'clock, you can see that your entry would have been around $5. Around you would have got around 5 to 6. And when breakout happened, by this time already you would have been in good profit. Already you would have got good risk reward trade, right? Because you entered somewhere here before the breakout. So you can see that from $5 to $6, it went to high of how much? High of around 1,590. So that means again around 300 times, right? You will not get every day this opportunities, though expiry happens in Bitcoin every day. So that is what trading is all about, waiting patiently for this kind of setup. Now comes very important question, which strike price to choose? ATM, ITM, OTM, slightly OTM or far OTM. ITM option are expensive and less sensitive to spot. Okay, so don't go for ITM. ATM options safe but gives average momentum. Why I'm saying it is safe? Because when you go for ATM, there is a chances are very high that spot will either stay there or stay above that because breakout happened, right? So that is why it is little bit safer. OTM options are cheap and can give good momentum. Okay, so that means for this hero or zero, for the massive risk reward you want, then it is better you go for OTM or even slightly far OTM also better because it also have a very cheap premium and can give great momentum. So we are looking for cheap premium, right? We are not looking for $100, $200 kind of premium. We are looking for $5, $6, $10, 20. So that is what here, if you go for out of the money or slightly far out of the money, you can get cheap premium. And if really big momentum comes, then risk reward can be massive. Avoid very far OTM. Okay, you should avoid very far OTM because of less delta and theta risk. What is the meaning of theta risk? Theta risk means if price even though goes 10 times, 20 times, 50 times and spot chart again reverses, then that same option can again become zero. It can go even 50 times, 100 times, and again it can come back to zero if you don't book your profit. Okay, so that risk will be there in slightly far OTM. I'll show you on the chart all this so that you understand better. And finally, key is knowing till where underlying can move. Okay, so that is important when you are trading this setup. But in the live market, I agree that you can't say exactly where it's going. So my suggestion is going for slightly far OTM or OTM, but don't go for too far OTM. Okay, now let us see why I was saying that you can go for OTM or slightly OTM, but not very far OTM. I have taken the 4th mark chart only. Let us see where exactly breakout happened. You can see that previous day high was here somewhere and current day high was somewhere here. Breakout happened around this candle, right? So around, say around 69,200 or 400, around that level breakout happened, which is, you can say that, which is a ATM. Anything below this level is the ITM. Anything above this level is a OTM, right? All these are OTM. So OTM, slightly OTM is fine. So that means, let us see, for example, somebody has taken a 72,000 call option. Okay, C call option he bought, thinking that it is going to make a big move, and it is a too far out of the money, right? Because 69,400 to 72,000 too far out of the money. So somebody bought the call option, and what time expiry happens? I said expiry happens at 5:30, right? This candle where expiry happened, and expiry happened at around 71,083. So let us take around 71,000. And somebody sold call option at 72,000. So that means this call option still stayed out of the money. This option did not become ITM. So that means person who bought this call option, he would have made profit initially. It would have given massive profit, but by the time expiry happens, all profit would have been disappeared. Why? Because this Bitcoin spot chart closed below that level. Now, to understand it better, how the option chart has moved, let us go to 72,000 call option and let us see what happened there. Okay, now I have opened the 72,000 call option OTM. Okay, FAR OTM. So can you see that just like other options, it was also trading in single digit before the breakout happened. And after the breakout happened, you can see that it went and made a high of 300 or 310. But at 5:30 p.m. what happened? 5:30 p.m. it again became zero. If the person who bought call option here for hero or zero, if he did not book his profit when it went up to 300 and he left it like that, all the option would have became zero, right? He would have lost all his profit because of the theta time decay, right? Because at the 5:30 p.m. where it should close is important. You have seen in spot chart that Bitcoin spot did not go till 72,000. It closed around 71,000, right? So this stayed OTM by the time market closed. So that is why you should know where Bitcoin go up to which level, but that is difficult in the live market. Rather than that, go for OTM or slightly OTM, but don't go for FAR OTM option. So now final slide, let us say what is the reason behind this big move. Since there is a daily expiry in Bitcoin, many option sellers sell OTM option expecting it to become zero, right? Because it has a daily expiry, so there is a very high chances that out of the money option stays zero and they can collect the premium. But when breakouts or a breakdown happens, all sellers stop loss start getting hit and sellers in panic to cover their position, which can only lead to further momentum. So that means when they see that big move is coming, market is not staying sideways, breakout is happening, now they are in pain because they have to take their stop loss. If they have not kept the stop loss, they have to cover their position. Otherwise, their loss is getting bigger and bigger. So being an option buyer, you take the advantage of option sellers getting trapped and you can take the use of it. Okay. So that's about this presentation. As I said earlier, it is like a jackpot. You should know that not that every day it happens, but it can happen sometimes. And again, if you are not opened Delta Exchange account, then you can open the Delta Exchange account to trade in Bitcoin, and you can check the link below this video in the description section to open Delta Exchange account. And if you open the account with that link, then you'll get 10% discount on your brokerage for first 2 months. And if you want to learn more about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, everything, then you can check my course below this video about my course on crypto trading masterclass, where I discuss about various strategies to trade in Bitcoin, Ethereum, also in other coins. But if you are interested only in Bitcoin options, then I have a course called Bitcoin's Option Mastery. You can check that link below this video in the description section. So that's it guys about this video on hero or zero trading in Bitcoin. I'll see you soon with a new video. Until then, bye and take care.